Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie from SWB Catering. Bonjour, bonsoir, good morning, guten tag. I'm joking, I don't know if that's a word. But nevertheless, welcome to my YouTube page. Yes, finally. Woo! Okay, in case you can't tell, yes, I am Haitian, 100%. Born in Haiti, raised in America. New York to be exact. On my YouTube page, we're gonna learn a little bit about our culture, how I infuse some dishes in my SWB catering, and I want you guys to get to know a little bit about me, a little bit about Haiti and our culture, and just have fun and get to know each other. Please do not forget to subscribe, wherever subscription is. Hi everyone! So my name is Stephanie, Chef Stephanie. I'm from SWB Catering. This is my first YouTube. Yay! I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited for our first YouTube. What are we making, right? We're Haitian. We're making Epis and Pikliz. It is a staple in a Haitian culture, household, dish, everything. You name it, we add it. Okay, so today, what I'm using for my epis is red bell peppers, green bell peppers. We have some celery. We have red onions, white onions. We got some garlic. We got some thyme. Y'all understand what I mean. And I personally like to use the curly parsley, but any parsley is what you like to use, okay? I also have some salt and pepper and citron, lemon, right? Lemon. And then we're gonna use some olive oil, okay? That is for the epis. Now we're also making some picklies, right? Of course, picklies. What is picklies? Haitian spice, Haitian slaw, spicy slaw, whatever you wanna call it. We use cabbage. I'm trying to keep it as authentic as possible. Everybody makes things the way they like it, but this is how I was taught to make it, so this is how I'm making it. We got cabbage, we got the Scotch bonnet, the pima. This is where the pique comes from, okay? We got carrots, we got white onions, and I'm using sour orange. That is pretty much how it's really made back home, but you can use citron, you can use vinegar, because that's what most people have. It's up to you. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is our epis, right? It does not have to be pretty chopped. It just has to be chopped because we're blending it, okay? So I already cleaned it. I took out the seed. I washed it. Make sure you wash your stuff, because there's some things out there, guys. You don't want it in your food. All right, I'm chopping not pretty, because it don't need to be pretty because it's being blended, right? Big pieces is fine. Put that aside. Then we're gonna chop our other pepper. See, we're not going for pretty. We're just going for chop. Get it? Was that a joke? Whatever, I'm funny, laugh. All right, now we're gonna chop our celery, everyone. Celery. In case you didn't know, celery has good flavor, and you could eat it by itself. I love me some celery with some blue cheese. All right. You see the pattern here? Everything is just, I'm using white and red onions, like I said. Before you make any dish, you want to make sure you have your epis made it, put aside, so that you don't have to worry about doing these things while you're cooking, because you take time. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Being in the kitchen is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be messy. Get messy. Right. So in case you didn't know, Epis, for our Hispanics people, like our neighbors, they made their version, which is sofritos. Also, in case you didn't know, pesto is almost a version of Epis. And it originated, technically, from my ancestors, Africa. Power to people. All right, y'all saw everything is just being chopped. Why? Because we want it to blend easily. We don't want things to get stuck. We're not chopping our garlic because what's the point? Now, Scotch bonnet. We're just gonna leave this right here and then we're gonna put it in the blender last because what happens when you touch Scotch bonnet? You're gonna have some issues. All right, we're gonna add everything to our blender. Look at the colors. Now, Epis is personally what you like, your taste. Cilantro, cabbage, whatever it is that you like in your food, that's what you would put in your Epis, technically. Everyone has their way of making Epis. This is really ours. I'm adding some pepper, right? I'm adding some salt. Why I'm not adding other seasoning in there is because when you're marinating the food, you're gonna add flavor to it, okay? Remember I told you I'm not touching this? We're not touching it. Just to give it a little kick, nothing crazy. We're gonna squeeze citron. Because we want that nice acidic flavor. Getting some citrons in there too. I'm gonna use 2. And then we're gonna use oil because you need that liquid base to help blend it. Get in there, guys. If you have those lemon squeezer, lime squeezer, which I have, and I don't know why I'm using my hand because, you know, we're gonna do it like old school, like our grandmother used to do it. All that energy in that arm. All right. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna add our olive oil. And be generous with it. And then we're gonna blend. Okay, guys, now it's time for the fun part, okay? We call it blend the Epis. We're gonna blend the Epis. We call it Epis, the seasoning together, okay? Blend. I gotta take this. I don't know. All right. Look at how nicely pureed this is. I wish you could smell it. Now, depending on what you add, the color would be different. So, and then we would put it in a mason jar because the glass will preserve it a little longer. You could put it in whatever you have at home. You should definitely taste your stuff to make sure the flavor you was looking for. Woo! Seriously, guys, I wish you could taste this. This would taste good like as a dip for something. Okay, and there you have yourself Epis blended. Now you're ready to cook anything, everything. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're gonna move on to our picklies, which is the second staple and the spicy stuff, the fun part. Okay, so we already did our Epis, and now we are making our picklies. We have white cabbage, we have the sour orange, juicy sour orange. I'll come back to the name in Creole. I can't believe I just went blank. I already squeezed it into a container. We're gonna use white onion. We are using a carrot. Okay, I said my, it's a big carrot. Ladies, you understand. We'll keep it at that. I got friends around, they get it. Okay, and then we're gonna use the Scotch bonnet, which is where the spiciness comes from. We're gonna have some salt and pepper. We're keeping it very clean, very simple. Like I said, cooking is about your taste, so you can add whatever you want, however you wanna make it. This is how I make it. This is how traditional is gonna get. We're gonna thinly slice the cabbage. You can use whatever machine you have at home. I'm not that big on using machines all the time. Okay, while we're thinly slicing, let's talk about Stephanie. Who is Stephanie? Maybe therapy might. Ha, joking. Okay, Stephanie is the S to SWB Catering. For those of you who's new to our YouTube page, I'm Stephanie. I do have a catering company called SWB Catering. That's funny. I think I'm funny. I hope you think I'm funny too. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, and definitely our website, which is www.swbcatering.com. If you want to taste this food for yourself. And who knows, maybe you might get a chance to come sit in my kitchen. Maybe. Stranger danger. All right. We're chopping. All right, you see how thin, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like nice, and because you don't want to bite into big pieces of cabbage. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay, that's all we're gonna use. Then we're gonna put that aside. I already peeled our carrots and clean it, and now I'm just gonna shred it. You can use a gouge, which is a grater. I don't want to, because I like the way this actually gives it a nice thickness, not too thin, not too thick. And you just run it, look at this. Ladies, if you don't go to the gym and you want to get some arm workout, right? And you can actually do however long you want it. And then we peel, right? Do you see the colorness already? Picklies is just so pretty, so clean. It's so simple, but also sexy. Sexy. I said it on camera. I said sexy. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I am. Okay. Okay. So, it's a nice, do you see this? It's just so pretty. I just like how it looks, how it flows, right? Okay, now we're gonna add our Scotch bonnet and our onion, and we're almost done. So we're gonna do the onion first. Same thing with the onion, okay? It's all about trying to be as uniform as possible. Thinly slices. If you have a medallion, you can use that to help you thinly slice. You would think for someone who went to school, you would cut better, but cutting is not my forte. Listen, as long as it's thin, we're fine. I look like I'm struggling. We're chopping, we're slicing, we're shredding, we're thinly slicing. Okay, right? You can add as much onion as you want. And now the fun part. This is the only reason why I'm wearing gloves. You don't need gloves for anything else. But, Timoun, le piment prend la joie, mes amis. And I follow some people on Instagram, and listen, when you get it on your hands and you get it in places that you should not get it, like your private places, You don't want to try this unless that's your thing. All right. Everyone has a fetish. That's not mine. Okay. Because I want the spiciness, I'm keeping the seeds. The only thing I'm doing is thinly slicing this. Okay? Now, if you were here in person, the scent alone, woo! I'm too piqué. I stop piqué. But that's what you want. You want the piquiness. Now, you could actually make it with not as much Scotch bonnet, depending on the flavor of spiciness you're going for. Because I have clients who be like, oh, I need it spicy. So, listen, we're going for spicy. Okay? See, I'm chopping everything. I'm keeping the seeds in there. You just want it to look pretty. We want some red. And we're just thinly slicing, because the picklies, when you bite into it, you're not trying to bite into like a big piece of pima. You don't want that. You want to like taste it and be like, okay, I see what's happening here. And the best thing to put picklies on is fritai. All right, guys, we're gonna just chop this last piece right here, and then now, you know, in Haiti, they would just take a mush pilon. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I think it's called like a motor or something. And they would put that pima in there and beat it. You know, the way you, anyways, they would beat it, okay? I'm sorry, guys, my mind, welcome to SWB Catering page, okay? We're gonna be real, I can't help it. Now we're gonna add a little bit of salt, right? You know, we be a little generous with that. Pepper, okay? And then this is where it all blends it together, right? The acidity is where the flavor comes from. Like I said, if you don't have sour orange, you can definitely use vinegar, which is what most people use anyway to make picklies. There's nothing wrong with that. It just, this is really what they use in Haiti, and it just tastes, it has a different palate flavor. If you're trying to figure out what I'm doing, there's a seed in here. I didn't want it to fall in my mix. Okay, I'm gonna use my hand, right? You mix that together. One thing we do is taste our stuff to make sure the flavor we're looking for, it's there, right? Timoun. That's just how Haitian people talk for dramatic effect. Children, which makes no sense in English, so that's why we keep it in Creole. Woo! Nam tuli piqué. Sucker is spicy. Like me. Okay, moving on. It's not about me. The flavor's on point. It's how I want it. It's how I like it. Like I said, you would tailor it to your flavor. I'm gonna put it in a mason jar because it lasts longer. It can last up to, I think, 3 months in the fridge. It preserve it way better. And then you're good to go. Now you have your staple for your meat, for your fritai, your fried food, and whatever else you just love spiciness for, okay? We're gonna take off our gloves. Woo, okay. And then we're just gonna fill it up and then pour in the juice. And you put, by the way, the longer it stays, I guess in the fridge, the more the acidity is released, the flavor is released into the acid, the sour orange. So you can get more of a balanced flavor of the pima. The spicier it gets, it just tastes better. So I do not recommend doing this the same day unless you just want, you're not looking for that extra spice, you can. But if you want like more flavor, you would do it like a few days before, put it in the fridge, and then you're good to go. Okay, guys, now that we have made our epis, I'm gonna take off my other glove because it just looks awkward. We have made our epis, we have made our picklies. we pretty much are ready to make anything that we're gonna make together, okay? So please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. I will read all your comments. Go on our website, go on our Instagram, follow us, because there'll be a lot of things on there too. And welcome to SWB Catering YouTube page. YouTube page. Okay, thank you. Bye.